Singapore healthcare and biomedical companies are making a bigger play in overseas markets, taking their homegrown tech and innovation to places as far away as the United States. Now, they say that it's a chance to access major research and startup ecosystems while growing their patient reach as well. Choo tells us more.
For Singapore biotech startup Lucence, having a presence abroad can be a matter of life and death. It says when you're in the business of saving lives, expanding shouldn't just be about making more money, but also about helping more people.
There are 19 million cancer patients diagnosed every year. Over 50% of these patients present in the late stage. I think every 2 seconds, a new cancer patient is diagnosed. And I believe that having technology like ours is going to be critical, not just to the United States, not just to Asia, but to the world.
The company has developed a blood test to profile cancer. It says it's much less invasive than the conventional tissue biopsy and takes less time to administer and diagnose. Lucence began using the liquid biopsy tests in Singapore in 2018 and expanded to Silicon Valley 3 years ago. The move has enabled them to reach 2.5 times more patients compared to the year before.
It's very much about making sure our technology can supply a very large market, and also at the same time, we are always learning from our experiences both in the West and the East, so that we can continue to grow this technology globally.
And America is the right place to expand, according to Enterprise Singapore. The government agency has been linking medical firms up with potential partners and providing grants to help them scale up in the US market.
They have very strong technology. They do have a lot of research institutions, a very healthy, vibrant startup community that offers really some of the top frontier technology and commercializing it. Singapore companies can see US as a source of technology and innovation to partner them for these capabilities and look at how they can fine-tune their value proposition and expand either in the US or in other parts of the world.
It's also a source of top talent in the field, a big part of what drew biomedical firm Engine Biosciences to San Francisco 5 years ago. The Singapore-based company develops drugs for cancer patients and says the biologists and chemists in the US have more experience in the field than back home.
The U.S. generally is the most innovative in terms of the biopharma space. It's also one of the largest markets in terms of revenue, as well as many of the large biotech companies or biopharma companies are located in the U.S. as well. So there's a really good ecosystem in terms of the innovation, the talent, as well as the capital.
It's a landscape that's seeing increasing investment after a lull in the pandemic. The US medical devices market is projected to grow to more than $255 billion by the end of the decade. And Singaporean innovators have their sights set on high-value markets, from California to New York.
Healthcare and innovation were brought to the forefront, especially after the pandemic. Now, even though COVID-19 resulted in delayed expansion plans because of manpower and supply chain constraints, it also accelerated idea generation among startups. And now that these challenges have eased, the firms are pushing on with internationalization efforts even harder than before. Choo, CNA, New York City.